So I wanted to send you this video because one of the things that we're going to do together is to use an evaluation tool that's going to help increase the effectiveness of our working together. It's called the ORS-SRS. But let me show you around the assessment first. So the ORS, the Outcome Rating Scale, is something that you're going to complete prior to the session. So you can complete it that morning. It doesn't matter, just the same day. On the screen are 4 domains that's going to cover. So this is individual. So each of you will rate your well-being on these 4 areas. You'll do it on an app. I'll show you about that in a minute, and I'll put links in the description below on how to download those apps. So the next evaluation that you're going to do is the session rating scale, which is actually a rating scale that's going to evaluate how well we're working together. So on the screen you see a horizontal line as you did the ORS, 4 different domains that really look at how well I'm working to fit what your expectations are for the session. So the first is whether or not, and you're going to do again this individually, did you feel heard and understood, right? And then the second is, did we work on things, did we talk about things that you felt like were what you wanted to talk about and work on? The third is, did my approach and my method fit with what works for you? And then the fourth is just an overall measure. Now, this is important that you do after the session the same day while it's fresh in your mind, and you'll do it in the app as well. Here's a picture of what it looks like in the iOS App Store. I don't have the Android, but I'm sure it looks similar. But the point is, my outcomes is what you're going to be looking for in the app. You'll download it, and then here's obviously I've included another picture of what it'll look like on your phone. It's also something you can do on your iPad as well. The reason that we're doing this is that psychotherapy, what we're going to do together, can be as beneficial as medical treatment. And persons that deal with issues with the support of therapy have better outcomes than 80 to 85% of those that deal with those issues without therapeutic support. So it can be incredibly effective. But the bad news is that a lot of people drop out before they experience those benefits. And one of the main contributors is that therapists actually overestimate our positive impact for clients that we work with. And so this feedback tool, this feedback-informed treatment, helps me stay in touch with reality. And it gives you a really easy place to give me that reality, give me that feedback. So then we can talk about it. Now, to that, I'm not looking for perfect scores. I'm looking for reality, because then I can adjust. I'm a good therapist, but I'm not a good therapist with you yet. And I've got to adjust the way I work with you. And this is one of the tools that we're going to use to measure the progress in the session. Now, the ORS, the Outcome Rating Scale, is one really simple way to just measure whether or not we're making positive progress, or maybe we're taking a step backwards. And we can talk about that and adjust the treatment goals, the interventions that we use accordingly. So I want to send you the links to the apps. You'll get an email that will include a password. You'll use your email address as your login ID, and you'll be assigned a password. It'll include a link to download the app. I want you to go ahead and start doing this. So go ahead and pull your phone out, look for it, download it, log in. If you've gotten this video, you've already gotten the request that's come from my outcomes. If you have any questions, we can talk about it in the session. If you can't do it by phone, don't worry about it. I've got paper versions, and if it's not something that we get to, or if it's something that feels like a priority that day, then it's also not something we're going to stress out about. So I appreciate you watching this video, and I look forward to the honor of working with you.